Hey, welcome again. In this video, we'll talk about how we can render the highest quality possible in Unreal Engine 5. And this is the scene we want to render. If you want to learn filmmaking in Unreal Engine 5, you can find my full course down there where I explained everything like camera, control rig, metahumans, creating animations, and many more, which is a complete filmmaking course. So if you're interested in that, you can find the link down there. Otherwise, let's continue how I did this. So as you can see, this is the character we're using. That is a metahuman, and I added that right in here. And this is an actor class. So actor class has skeletal mesh, which is this metahuman, which will not be visible by default in here. So you need to add the body like this. You just right click and then you can select the body in here. That would be added right in here. Then the body needs a control rig, which you can add like this. You need to click on this plus key in here and come up here, and then you can find the control rig in here and select the control rig. After adding the control rig, all you need is to click on this control rig. Now this animation will automatically change to animation mode, and yeah, you'll have some other animation tools as well. And what's cool is that now you can see all these controllers. Like you can just control the hands, the animations using this. If you do not see these boxes, all you need is to come in here and search for IK, and then you can come here to the body and select the control rig and enable all these check marks you can see in here. Like we have different of them. You can see we have this arm, we have leg, arm, leg, spine, and many more. All you need is to enable them. By default, some of them will be disabled, so that's why you will not see these things. So you need to enable them like this. Then you will see these boxes which you can control, like the movement of these hands and things. And then, well, now it's very easy. You can select this one and then you can rotate it like this. Now you can see you just rotate that. You just want to move the hand a little bit. You can come in here and rotate the hand like this, or you want to move it up or down. You can move it up and down like this. You want to move the other hand. I'll just select the hand and move it a little up. Then you can come this side, and in here you can select this box and just move the leg a little up. You want to move this side of the leg, like you want to rotate the leg a little bit like this. You can just do that as well. And yeah, of course you can just move the other leg as well. You just select it like this and bring it a little down, or bring it a little this side like that. So that's all up to you how you want to make this pose. In my case, I just made it. I just worked it a little bit, so it's very simple. You can see like all you need is to rotate the spine a little bit and make the hands a little correct, and bring this foot a little up, rotate it a little bit like this, and you can just move it a little more this side. So because like when you're dodging, the foot goes a lot that side, and you can just move this a little bit as well, bring it a little this side like this. And yeah, I'll just move this a little backward like this. Now that's how you can just do this. And in the other hand, we have this monster in here, which I brought from the fub.com from Paragon Assets. That's free. You can just add it to your project like that, and then it has multiple animations which you can select. In this case, I just made this pose for him using the same control rig. So that's all you need to do, and then you can close the animation tab, or you can change to selection mode, and that's all you need. The next thing you need to do is to add a camera. Without adding a camera, you will not be able to render any shot. So that's why I'll come in here and tell them we need a camera from cinematics. I'll add this camera actor. Then I'll add the camera to the sequencer. It's important to add camera to the sequencer. Without adding camera to the sequencer, it will still be impossible to render any shot. I'll just come a little down like this. I just want to render from this angle. That is perfect, I think. So this is the shot I want to take. The next thing you want to, if you want to change the focal length a little bit, you can just change that. I'll just change that to 33 like this. And then you need to focus on this actor. I'll select the camera actor, come to the details, and down here I'll tell him we want to focus on, I'll change this to tracking, and then I'll select this our BP actor like this. Now we're focusing on that actor, And yeah, that's all we need to do. We have these camera cuts as well, which is kind of great. Now you can see we have only this one pose. It will work the same for animation as well. So if you want to render the whole animation, it will work the same thing. You just need to render all the frames, but in my case I'll just render one shot because it will take a little time. This is not just a simple render from Unreal Engine. This is the render the highest quality possible in Unreal Engine. Again, if you want to take a screenshot, you can just press F9 key, and that way you would be able to take a screenshot. The other way would be to come right in here and tell them we want to take higher resolution screenshot. Click on that one. You can just add this screenshot size multiplier. In my case, I'll just change that to 2 or 3. So you should be careful with this because sometimes it can be really heavy. I'll tell them capture. It will take a little time. Then you can click on this one. And here you have the screenshot. If I come, this is the one we took. That is a pretty high quality. Look at this, but still it's not that high quality as this is just a screenshot. And the other thing is all these things are visible in screenshots, like these icons and things. So you need to turn on the game view mode. But in my case, I don't want a screenshot. I just want to render this. For rendering, you need to click on this one, but you can see this is just a simple thing, render captured movie. We cannot add more details. So we need to come here to the plugins, and in here we need to search for movie render queue. This is the one we need to enable. So I'll click on this one, and then we need to restart Unreal Engine, as you need to do for all plugins. I'll tell them restart now. And here we are after restarting Unreal Engine. Now if I click on this render movie, you can see we have a different window now, and this time we can actually do a lot. So I'll come in here, click on these settings, and here we need to add some different settings. First, export formats. I'll disable this GPG because we want to add this AXR sequence, which is a lot better and high quality. You need to change this compression to, here we have this DWAA, and then I'll come in here. We need to add anti-aliasing like this. Then I'll change this to temporal sample count from like 32 or 64. I'll change it to 32 and override anti-aliasing. I'll check this one, and then the next thing, I'll come again in here. We need to add some console variables. It would not be some console variables, but a lot of them. So here you can see I can just come in here and add them. You just need to write the name of them. So I'll add this r dot screen percentage. You can see this is screen percentage. I'll select that one. We can change this from like anywhere 150 to 200. In my case, I'll change this to 200 like this. And then I can add another console variable, that is r dot ambient occlusion dot denoiser. I'll just select this denoiser in here. We can leave that as 0. There are some other variables as well. I'll add them, and then I'll be back. I'll show you how you can add them and how you can change these values. So after adding all these variables, you can see we have this screen percentage, we have this ambient occlusion denoiser, and we have a lot of these variables. Like these are console variables. You can change their values like this. You can check them like you can see right here and use it in your own project. If you cannot see this correctly, I'll just leave them in description of this video. You can just find it in there. And after adding these console variables, the next thing we want to is to come to output, and in output the first thing is output directory. I'll select that one. I just selected this folder and desktop. I'll select the folder. And then down here we have this file name and format. I'll just leave it as default, and then in here we have the resolution. I'll leave it as HD, or you can just multiply it by 2 like this. That way it would be a lot better. And then you can select this custom frame rate, like frames per second. If it's a movie, if you want to use slow motion, you just need to change this to higher frames per second. Otherwise you can just leave it as 24 frames per second. In my case, I'll just leave it as 24 frames per second. Because we just want to render a single image from here. Down here we have this advanced settings. We're not going to talk about that. Here we have these frames. You can just change the handle frame count and things in here. But the important part in here is this custom start frame and end frame. In my case, if I accept this and then I'll close this, you can see we just want to render something like between 35 and 36. I just want to render something from the middle. So I'll come back in here, and then I'll come in here. And then down here, I'll tell them we want to use custom frame range. I'll tell them just render 35 and 36, only those frames. And yeah, that's all we need to do. Then you can come in here and save this preset if you want to use it in your upcoming renders, so you won't need to write all these control variables again and again. I'll give this a name like render, and then I'll save this. And yeah, I'll accept that one. And that's all we need to do. Now I'll tell him to render local. It's in render now. So after the render is completed, now I can save everything. And now let's come back to our folder where we rendered that. I can see this is it, and it's like around 9 MBs, and that's pretty good. Now let's open this in Photoshop or any photo editing software you have in your computer. And here we have it. Look at this. It's very high quality. Like the shadow, the lighting. Look at this. We have even this shadow in here, and the lighting is pretty good as well. And you got the monsters there. If I come in here, look at this. This is also very good, but still we did not make it even higher quality. It's just a 4K. We just multiplied by 2. You could multiply it by any other value to have even higher quality photo, but still it's very good. Now you can come in here into Photoshop in editing. You can just select this color raw filter, and here you can just change a little bit the colors. So it's too much green. I'll just change it a little bit, and you can just work on this so that way you can just make it even better, like as you want. So I'm not gonna work on this too much, but yeah, this is where you can just edit the things. And after editing all these things, now you can just simply come in here and export this as PNG, or just select any other format from here. That would be it. Again, when you render this as AXR, that is supported by all video editing softwares as well, like Premiere Pro or After Effects. So this is how you can render your Unreal Engine movie the highest quality possible. So yeah, I'll see you soon.